Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to look at VIX 75, which is something that we looked at, I think, 2 days ago. So here you can see already I have a trade from here, and the price went up. I exited some of the trades there. Then I still have just one trade running. I just want to see how far it can go, but we'll get to the entry later. I want us to talk about something. Remember, if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe and you also hit the bell icon so that whenever I make new uploads, you'll be notified. So I want us to go back to the video that I made 2 days ago when we had the trend line here, and we were talking about this support there, whether you should buy from there or not. Remember, the price at the time was still above. Then we are saying whether it's safe for you to buy there or not. I hope you still remember what I said in that video. If you don't remember, well, this is what I said. This is our H4. Our H4 is definitely bullish, and you can put a bullish trend line here. That's your bullish trend line, and this is your support. Now, you need to be very careful. I want you to pay attention now. Please, 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 please. This is very important. Yes, you have got a bullish trend on your H4, right? And you have a support that I just marked here, right? And you're planning, ideally when things are like that, you are planning to take a buy trade from that support. Yes, the price can do, it can do this, it can do that. Yes, it can do that. But this is very, 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 very risky. I'll tell you why. Because remember, if you still remember, this horizontal line, it marks your daily resistance. Still remember that. So this is where your daily resistance starts. So basically, currently what is happening, the price is coming from your daily resistance, is pushing down, and if it gets to your H4 support, you see now we are coming from a daily resistance, pushing down to a H4 support. The support, and on your H4 you are still bullish, but buying there can be very, very dangerous because of where the price is coming from. Okay, and just like that, the price went straight past that zone, which is why I gave you all the reasons. I told you in advance that this support here, it's not worth it. It's a very risky one. It has got higher chances of being broken. So this is what I teach. In my mentorship, I'll give you, how to approach the market and when to stay out. When the odds are not really in your favor, sometimes the zone can look nice, but you need to be able to read the bigger picture and say that in this case, yes, I see we've got a nice support, but it is not worth it. I see we've got a bullish trend line and it meets the support there, which is, under normal conditions, it would be a very nice area for us to take a buy and anticipate something like that. But in this case, I told you it is not worth it. Be very careful. And you can see the price went straight and broke that and went all the way down. That's why I did not even try to buy from there, but rather I waited and took a buy from there. And then I will tell you all the reasons how I went about taking that buy trade. All right. So let's just do a quick analysis here. It's not going to be a very long setup. A video, simply because of what most of this stuff we covered them 2 days ago, but I'll just run over them very quickly. So on the monthly chart, what you need to take is that we are at a very strong area of support, this one. That's why buying, especially those trades that you feel like you can hold for a couple of days or to a week or whatever, it's not a bad idea, simply because of what the location allows you to buy. You are at a support and you have a chance to go at least until there. But keep in mind that this time frame, which is a monthly chart, it is bearish. We're just saying, yes, we're bearish, but now we have hit a support. So remember, when the price is going down, we want, normally it will move like this. This is a very nice trend. So that's why currently we are saying we have hit a very nice area here, and we have a chance of going for a pullback. So this can be a pullback to at least there, or it can end up being total reversal of the price, where it breaks all those bearish structures and continue going to the upside. But for now, we're not going to predict such. We're just saying the price has got higher chances of reacting from this support, and as things stand, it has got a higher chance of going at least until there on a longer run. Obviously, on a smaller time frame, you can have stuff like this, but when you put all things together in a month, we've got a chance of going up until there, which is why I went on and searched for buy trades, right? And on the weekly chart, it was the same thing. It's the same thing. We know we are still inside that monthly support, and here we can see the trend was very smooth and strong, but all of a sudden the price is no longer showing that aggressiveness. The bears are no longer showing that aggressiveness, which is why we're saying it's the first sign of weakness, that the bears, because now they've hit a very strong zone for the buyers, which is the support, the buyers can end up pushing them to the upside, which is why we are seeing now that we have some sort of what do you call this, the rejection candlesticks, very weird candlesticks. They are no longer as aggressive as they were when they're coming down until they hit that week monthly support. Now all of a sudden they are feeling the pressure from the bulls that are found at that support, which is why even on this time frame there's something like this is very much possible. It's very much possible, maybe until somewhere there. Yes, you cannot just buy and say you'll exit up there. You can do that, right? But now you need to be careful. You need to make sure that when the price is moving up, if you see it moving up but all of a sudden it's coming back, it's struggling, those bulls are no longer as strong as we thought they were. So that's why it will all depend on how the price is moving up. But as things stand, the only area where they will struggle to pass is somewhere up there. But we will monitor it as it is going up or around the trend line, whichever one is hit first. Now, on the daily chart, that's where things are very, very interesting, right? So even here on daily, you can see that we're still having the very aggressive move to the downside, but now we are struggling. We're just doing this, and when you fail to make a new low, it means the person who is supposed to be in charge, who's supposed to be pushing to the downside, they should be making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, to show that they are still in control. But the moment they are failing to give us a new low, that's where you should have a question mark and say, are they running out of steam? Like, what's happening? So which is something that we had here. You see, we had a lower low. Let's just bring more of this. We had a lower low, we had a lower low, we had a lower low. Like basically we went lower than the previous one, lower than the previous one, lower than the previous one. All of a sudden this guy failed to go lower than that. That's where you're like, and you know the location, it's not something that you should be surprised about, because you know you are inside a monthly support. So something like this just shows that the bulls are about to take over. We don't know how far they can push, because this thing on a monthly chart, remember, it is still very much bearish. So we don't know how far this retracement is gonna go. But we do know that from where we are, something to the upside can be a smaller one, but some reaction here is something that we are anticipating, right? And because of that, we ended up moving outside of our trend line, going into consolidation. So this time frame is in consolidation, and in the previous video, the very same clip that I played for you at the beginning, we said that in the full video, if you watch the full video, or if you haven't watched it, make sure that after this one you can watch it. It's just the video above this one, below this one. So we said that because we're in consolidation, and anywhere around there we are going to sell, anywhere around there we are going to buy. So this is a buy zone, this is a selling zone. But remember, we are not gonna do all those things for long term, and we're not gonna do them without confirmation. We need confirmation to do that. But in this case, this is gonna be more high odd than this one, simply because of what? The location, us being inside that monthly support, us having that weekly weird looking pin bars, bullish ones, and also us breaking the bearish structure on daily, pushing it into consolidation, stuff like that. So those things show that currently is the bulls that are doing a lot. They are at their own zone. They push the price outside the trend line. So that's why we say, even when you are in a consolidation, you know that this is the one that has more weight than that one. That is why I ended up having that trade there. So currently we have a chance to go until there. Just because you're saying you're inside the monthly Support does not mean now you should neglect all these structures you're seeing here. If you take your trade and you know you are trading on daily, this is what do you call this? This is a resistance where you have to be careful and exit your trades. Why? Because this monthly is still very much consolidating. So that's why you cannot act like you don't see what is happening there. It's only after this is on the other side, then you can say, yes, now we can see. Maybe we'll struggle here, but we will have a higher chance of going all the way to the upside. So until that happens, we can still do this. We can still play there. Yes, we're inside the monthly, but does not mean we should take off immediately. That's why I teach how to, how to teach you how to take trades and where to be cautious and take your profits, because the price might struggle to what do you call this, to sort of to break. There is a lady that she was in a witch group, I think, October group. She's still very, she still has a fear of holding her trades for a bit longer. She just feels like it's gonna retrace on her or something like that. But I always tell her that if you calculated your risk in advance, you know how much you're risking. You should not be that worried. If you are wrong, the market will correct you. That's fine. Then you move on to the next one. But for as long as you know that when you took your trade, you have done all your analysis and you're happy with it, you know why you are saying the price might go in this direction, then pull the trigger, put a stop loss, then let the market play out. Let's see how it's going to play out. But she's coming along all right. She's coming along all right. As you can see here, this is a message that she sent me a few days ago, and she's doing quite well. She's doing quite well. She just needs to learn. I just like the fact that their risk management is on point, which is something that I cannot emphasize enough. You must never over risk, no matter how much you trust a setup. You must never over risk. Make sure that the amount that you are risking is something that, should that trade not go in your favor, you will still have something left for you to recover. Everyone. So she must just, the only thing that she needs now is just, you guys need to make sure that when you have a setup, if you're saying I'm entering here and I'm gonna exit there, if the price is still not yet there, why are you closing? Unless, if of course when it is moving up there, it is starting to show you signs that it might reverse and struggle to get there, you can just tighten your stop loss or you can close. But you must never close because of the profit that you see running. You see, as you can see here, I've been holding this trade for quite some time and I'm not planning on closing it, so I'll just move the stop loss lower. This is a VIX 10. It's not worth a lot, so I'm not going to close. I'll just keep on dragging the stop loss, which is something that most of you need to learn, to hold your trades a bit longer. For as long as the structure is not changing, you've got no reason to close. So here, guys, you need to understand that we are still on consolidation, on the VIX 75. So this is a selling area, this is a buying zone, but with the confirmation. So now when I was planning my trade, right, I remember this is where we had said we're not gonna buy. Then I was like, okay, this is the lowest. And this guy is the one that when he was formed, this very same guy, when he was formed, you can see he initiated the move that went up and changed this bearish trend. Because remember, we were going up, we are in a bullish trend on this time frame. Then all of that changed when we broke the trend line and areas of support. Then we became in a downtrend on this H4, right? When we're in a downtrend, right, we had a bearish trend line here, and all of that bearish trend was broken when the price formed this area of support and it went up and broke that. So this is a very strong support, and the price never went back and touched it. So it was either I take a buy here, I should have taken it there, but I was like, okay, but it's slightly big. It will mean that I will have to stretch my stop loss a bit wider. So how about I go down and look for a H1 zone inside here that will be smaller and it will allow me to risk less, which is what I did. So even if I placed what do you call this, a buy trade there, even if I took it there, I did put one trade there on what do you call this, on the H4 zone. I put one there on the H4, and then I put two here on the H1 zone. As you can see, let's just show you the H1. So on the H1, this is the zone that I went with. This is the zone that I went with. And the price penetrated that H4 zone slightly, touched the H1, and then it took off. So you can see it is like some people, they'll call it what, a sniper entry. But when I placed those buy limits, I did not know it was going to be a sniper. So that's why I don't agree with people who call themselves, let me teach you how to catch sniper entries. No, I'm going to teach you how to identify the market, how to analyze the market structure, in a bigger scale, or the bigger picture, how to analyze the bigger picture, and also how to identify the sensitive areas where you can search for trades. I will teach you that. Then if the market wants to turn immediately after triggering your trade like it did here, then it will do that. But I'm not gonna say now this has to be a sniper, because I'm not in control of that, right? So here, now that we know the price is here, what is it that we can expect from this one now? All right, so remember, on daily, if this daily candlestick closes as a pin bar, right, my prediction would be that because we've been struggling for too long to create that new low, we will end up, my prediction would be that if this is a pin bar, we will have a very high chance of what, of breaking this. But don't trade against it. But I would say that currently, this is got a higher chance of breaking that, which means we will, this coming week, we will have trades to go to the upside, right? So for now, what you need to do, if you haven't had a trade, if you didn't manage to catch a trade yet, you must just wait on this H4. You really don't have anything to that you can do. But if you're trading on H1, you will say you were bearish, you had a bearish trend line there, and the bearish trend line was taken by this area of support. So if the price does not reach that H4 resistance, this one here, this one here, I'm talking about this. So if the price, maybe from where it is, it starts to pull down like that, it hasn't reached the H4. So H4 is not yet in control, or the daily one is not yet in control, which is around the same H4. This one here, if they are not yet in control, and you want to add a trade on H1, if the price comes back, you will say this is the support that did that, but there's another support after that. So when the price comes to this support, if it gives you a confirmation for you to enter, you can pull the trigger there and join us, at least until that H4 resistance that I just showed you in that daily one. When the price gets there, you can exit, or you can make sure that you lock in your profits and then wait for the price to, if it breaks that resistance, then we will have a very long ride to the upside. But we don't know if it's going to break or not. But I would say if this current daily candlestick closes a pin bar, we'll have a very, very high chance, maybe 80% of breaking that resistance and going to the upside. So if you're trading on H1, maybe a pullback towards this or this one, wherever you get a confirmation for you to execute, you can execute for as long as the price does not touch that daily and come back, or that H4 and come back. Because now, if it touches the H4 and come back and you're trying to buy on your H1, it's another story. So, but if it turns without reaching there and comes back to this, this what do you call this support, then you can say some confirmation, take that. Then that's it. But if we close, this one closes a pin bar as it is, as you can see, this one here, we'll have a very high chance of breaking and going maybe somewhere there, and also maybe break. That would be a very strong ride if we get that. But we must never just buy blindly. We're saying it has got a high chance of breaking, but it can still fail. We're saying all those things based on the structure that we are seeing here and the location where we are. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We will get a pullback and then get trades lower. So you can see I already had one. I just want to see how far it can go. So that's basically all that you can expect from this one, because this guy here, remember, he's still inside that daily resistance, the very same daily resistance that we're saying it might be broken. So this guy, because it can still cause a price to do that, because of what, he's the one that changed this bullish trend, and because it's to go to the downside. So he's quite strong, this one, and also is located inside that daily resistance. So it's something else. So we're still going to struggle there. But if we close this current one, the daily one closes a pin bar, we'll have about 80% plus minus of breaking that resistance. So it's high odd that will break that resistance if the current daily candlestick closes as a pin bar. That's it, guys. I'll update again throughout the week. Then I'll see you guys in the next video. So if you haven't subscribed, guys, please do so. And if you are interested in this style of trading, you can just text me, and then when I take the first group to mentor this year, then you can join that group. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.